So I'm back home and I just finished my paint day at the park with the kids. I did an under the sea event and it was so amazing. Like, just to get to do what I am doing. I never imagined this for myself. And as I'm sitting here, like, just beaming off of my event, and I'm just like, what if I never found art? What if I never discovered my love for painting? What would my life look like? What would my dream be? Where would I have found my joy? It took one day of being at, a job that at that time was serving its purpose. But I said, well, why not go and get some poster board and some paint and just, some brushes. And mind you, I haven't painted in like forever. And I was just like, oh, I'm just going to see what happens. And I created a very lovely picture, or at least I thought it was very lovely, and it sparked something inside of me that was like, wow, I need to do this more. Because at that moment when I was painting, I was just immersed in the activity. There was no more, oh my gosh, what about this? Oh my gosh, I gotta do that. Like worrying about whatever. It was just focused in the moment. And somehow or another, as time progressed and I'm still doing artwork, God allowed me to share my gift with others. God allowed me to share my gift with children. And that has been so heartfelt for me, because I don't have any children, and I thought I wanted to be a teacher, but I did substituting, and I don't know, I think teaching is in my calling somehow or another, but that was not the avenue for me. So I had to create my own avenue. And once I started to walk away from things that did not serve me, and I started to walk towards things that I actually enjoyed, which was art, which was teaching, which was, being creative, inspiring others, to see like their greatness, or to, to feel motivated or to feel inspired. That makes me feel like so good. So as I'm teaching the children art, and some of them get frustrated and they say, oh, I've messed up, I can't fix it, or this is ugly. And so I always tell them, every mistake can be turned into something great. And it's all about perspective. So I walk them through the process while also encouraging them to keep going. And I show them how it is possible to fix this. We just have to be creative. And I think that it's reflective for life, because a lot of times, we have an idea in our head of, oh, I want it to look like this. But that's not how it turns out. It actually turns out and it looks so much different from what we imagine. But that does not mean that you're on the wrong track, or that we're on the wrong track. It just means that we just got to be creative with it. We have to find a way to spice it up. Maybe we need to add a little bit here, take away a little bit there. And I think that that's what art is. Art is synonymous to life. And every time when I'm doing art, it's very joyful for me. It's very joyful for me to see children light up, or to see people light up, because at my paint nights, like some of the adults, they're like, oh, I can't paint that. I can't draw worth anything. And I'm like, you can do anything you put your mind to. It's all in perspective, you know? If you think your creation is ugly, then guess what? It's ugly. But if you think your creation is thebomb.com, then guess what? That's what it's going to be. People are going to tell you whatever. People are going to judge you, but it's in your eyes. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So every time I have an event, I just always feel like I need to make a video because it just really warms my heart. It makes me feel so alive. It makes me feel like I'm walking in my purpose. And it's the light of my life at this time. And I cannot imagine my life not being able to do what I'm doing. So I just wanted to come and also just say that if it's a dream that you have, or if it's a goal, you know, that you have, keep going. Keep going. Don't let anyone discourage you, okay? And don't discourage yourself. Sometimes it may not look like things are working out because you got X, Y, and Z going on, and, you know, it looks a mess. But take those little joys, the good things that do happen, and this is a note to myself too, and feel good about that. Feed that. Keep going. Keep your joy, whatever brings you joy, whatever brings you peace, whatever makes you feel good inside, that's positive, that helps you elevate, that heals you, that motivates you. Do it and keep doing it. And just because you're not where you want to be right now, and again, note to self, does not mean that you're not going to get there. Okay, it's a slow and steady process. But as I look back over all the things that I was able to do, and how I had to eliminate some of the things that I thought that were the right thing to do, but not in my eyes, but just trying to satisfy, you know, those around me and trying to fit into the mold. But that caused a lot of unhappiness within myself. And I had to go against the grain a lot of times. Sometimes your purpose will cause you to go against the grain. Sometimes your purpose will cause you to stand out. Sometimes your purpose is not going to look like what everybody else is doing. And you're not going to have what everybody else have. Your life is not their life, you know? So it's kind of like we get caught up in this comparison of, oh, this is how you want my life to be. And sometimes it's not going to look like that. But when you're walking in your calling, you're walking in your purpose, you know, you feel joy. You feel happiness. And art brings me happiness. Teaching brings me happiness. Healing colors, okay, brings me happiness. Yes, I light up every time I get to do a paint night, every time I get to teach a class, every time I finish a painting. You know, even though sometimes the painting process is like a long process because it's kind of like, oh, I gotta, you know, fix this and fix that. You know, I could be a perfectionist, but that's just me. But I just cannot imagine my life if I never would have taken a chance on art. If I never would have stepped out of my comfort zone to do something different. And I'm glad that I did. So I'm reminding whoever is watching this video that this is your sign, okay? This is what it looks like. That's what it feels like, okay? So, until next time, continue to be great and, you know, just follow your purpose, okay? All right. Peace. Oh, I still got paint on my hands.